Hey there, everyone. Welcome to Pages of Ascension. My name is Tia. Thank you for joining me. Of course, welcome back to those of you that have been hanging out with me for a while now. Um, Happy equinox. First and foremost, let's take a deep breath because we're finally in spring. Finally in spring. I am actually here in Washington State, and we have a very beautiful day, weather wise anyway, ahead of us. We're looking at 60 degrees about. In order to celebrate the equinox, since of course we're a little limited here with the social distancing that we have going on um, all over the US, I'm actually going to get out on my porch and start going through my seeds so I can plant my garden because I am a gardener. That is something that I absolutely love to do. Um, so yeah, for those of you that don't care about any of this, the timestamp will be down below in the description box. But I want to talk to y'all just a little bit before I start pulling cards, before I even touch the cards. I know I keep touching my face. I did just wash my hands. So it's really interesting. I was talking to a really good friend last week, I think it was, and he was asking me how I prepare for these readings and how I do these readings. And it's just so interesting that hand washing is really highlighted right now because that's something that I practice before I touch my cards. I almost do like a ritual hand washing and a prayer consisting of lifting my hands up in service, using the cards to bring the messages to you, the collective, my subbies. So, anyways, I did want to state that, um, even though my ratings are timeless, at the time that I am doing this, we are in a viral pandemic practically all over the world. My state is kind of the epicenter for what's been going on specifically in the United States. And things are interesting. There's a lot of tension in the air. Um, I know I've mentioned it a couple of times, but there's actually a reading that I did first week of December, and now I'm beginning to wonder if I even posted it because I've looked and looked and looked, and I can't find it because I wanted to repost it for y'all or at least link it to another video. And where I was picking up this energy is just kind of like this doom, this cloud, a tempest, if you will, that was coming, and I couldn't shake it. I didn't know where it was coming from. I didn't even know what it was regarding. I just was very sensitive to the energy signature, if that makes sense. So, it's kind of been hanging off in the background. And then, I want to say it was like end of December, maybe, or not end of December, excuse me, end of January, maybe even within the first couple weeks of February, where one of those readings is called The Storm is Here. And that's when I started picking up that energy signature again, except for it was very anxiety ridden. So I go through all this to say that when I sat down last week to try to do the midweek collective, I couldn't. I couldn't. Like, I tried literally 8 times. I should have took a screenshot just to show you guys. Even though I have no way to edit this, but I literally tried 7 or 8 times to like record the video, and there was some type of interference every single time I was trying to record a video. This is quite literally the longest I've been able to go in like a week trying to record anything. So, I'm realizing now that that was for a reason. Because I'm very sensitive. I pick up the energies around me like it's nothing. I'm constantly having to shield myself, and I seclude myself naturally anyway because of the fact that I can pick up these energies, right? So, let me tell you that when I woke up, I want to say it was Thursday morning last week. Yeah, it must have been Thursday morning last week. Um, and I was gonna record the video. But what's crazy is that, like, I woke up out of a dead sleep hearing a specific classical song. It's called Danse Macabre. I'm gonna put a link down. It'll be pinned to the top of the comments, along with, of course, our rune card as per usual. And I was kind of freaking out because Danse Macabre is the dance of death, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now, Spirit? Like, how are you gonna give me a message like that right now? Like, how creepy is that? So I actually had to sit on it for a couple days to try to really understand what that message meant. And I looked it up. I looked up the song and the meaning of it, and I realized that there is a direct tie. Sorry, I'm being super nosy what's going on outside. There's a direct tie to the death card, the traditional death card. And so the saying behind this is, the dance of death is something that everybody goes through, right? And it's very timely given this pandemic. Now, this is not to say that, like, everybody's gonna die. I'm not saying that. And while there is physical death that is going to happen because of this, there's just not really a way we can kind of get around that. I feel like the message was more talking about the ideas and foundations of transformation, which is what the death card talks about. It's what it represents, right? And I realized that it was definitely a tie into the energy of what we are experiencing right now. Everybody goes through the dance of death, meaning everybody goes through the dance of transformation. Everybody goes through transformation, whether it's, transformation from childhood to adulthood, or from, single to coupled, or from non-parent to becoming a parent. Everybody goes through the dance of transformation. That's ultimately what it means. So, that said, I do feel like this is a great time of transformation, and I would highly encourage all of you to really allow yourself to dig deep, and release those things that don't serve. We are coming up on the Aries full moon. I want to say it's on the 24th, 23rd, 24th. Actually, let me look that up. I don't like to give the wrong information when it comes to that stuff. Yeah, so 24th. Okay. So, being that, this full moon in Aries, new moon in Aries, is coming up on the 24th. We are walking in right now into Aries season. It's a good time to explore and really truly think about what you want to take with you into this new year. Okay? The equinox is the perfect time to just gut the fuck out of everything. Gut your apartment, gut your life. Okay? Gut your house, gut your friends list, gut your Facebook if you have to. And I say that even recognizing that even though the social distancing is taking place, that social interaction is still important, okay? It just goes to show, or to say rather, that you want to make sure that the people that you take with you into this next year are the people that you actually want around you and that reflect who you are, because nothing is going to be the same after this. Okay? So, in any case, let's get this party started. So yes, happy equinox, happy new year. I will be dropping the mutable, fixed, and cardinal signs Aries season videos on Monday, so they are coming in just a little bit late. Following my own advice and getting the fuck out of everything, so I've been a little busy. And then, of course, I've got a couple clients that I have to deal with, but, so Make sure you subscribe so you can get notified of those when they go up. I'm also going to be dropping at least one of the new series at the official start of Aries season. So that actually might pop out for y'all Tuesday. Look for that Tuesday or Wednesday. So yeah, lots of new stuff coming. So outside of the obvious, that's interesting that that popped out. We're not keeping it because that's not the way I shuffle these cards, but that's telling. I like that. I like that. It can be, you know, everything has its shadow side, but Daggis is a good card. It's infinity. It's many things. Okay, so trying to think, what else is it that I need to tell y'all? Okay, so like I said, even though these readings are timeless in their nature, please excuse the incense smoke. I had it over here and then it started coming this way, so you know, it just whatever. So anyways, even though these readings are timeless, you know, I'm very sensitive to the energies that are currently in play. So it does not mean that the readings will be all doom and gloom, but I'm pretty sure that they are some elements of what we've got going on in our world right now will pop up. Like what we've got going on at this very moment, which is a viral pandemic. Yeah. That's interesting. We'll go over that in just a moment. One more, please, Spirit. Thank you much. Okay, so I will be using, of course, Tarot Dreams as our primary deck, and I'm actually going to use the New Elements Tarot as our clarifier deck this particular time. I've had my eye on this deck for a while, and I finally just got it, and I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan of this. I like the tone. I love everything about it. Maybe I'll do an unboxing video. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments if you would like an unboxing video of the New Elements Tarot from me in my style and stuff. So, of course, we will look at our rune card at the end. Let's go ahead and pop in. So we've got Observation. Please excuse the glare. I'm in my living room because my office is a clusterfuck. Okay, we have Agam, which is nature. Whew. And then we have Power. Thunder and lightning. Okay, so a little bit more storm energy is kind of what that's feeling like for me. Let's see. So, it's interesting. One thing that I'm hearing is that it's important to observe nature at this time. You will see something you haven't seen before. It's not very cryptic, but it's interesting. There's a lot to do with nature right now. Something to do with nature. So I don't know if it's like you need to get out in nature. You need to go observe something within nature. You're going to gain your power and your insight from nature, but there needs to be a connection to nature. For many at this time, it's like right smack in the center of the reading. It's like almost all I can see so far. So, yeah. Oh, duh. Of course that makes sense. It's the equinox. It took me a second because the equinox is all about nature. Nature springing back to life, coming back to life. Gaia is growing again. She has come out of her slumber. Or if we wanted to go into the Greek myth, Persephone is back up on top and not in the underworld right now as of today. So, yeah, it's the equinox. That's why. So, there's a lot of things that you can do for the equinox. Like, I know that there's some who spend a lot of time doing like ritual or get togethers with, their community and their family during this time. And that's not necessarily something that's advised right now. So, you can of course video chat and have your festival that way, like why the hell not. But also you could you know go through your seeds. You could read gardening books. I mean, you can go for a walk. um you can plant something new. Plant your first seed today, which I will do. That's something that I'm going to be doing today, even though I'm not going to go full on out in the gardening today because I still got to get organized. I will be planting something today. Probably some snap peas. Anyways, there are many things that you can do to connect with nature, even though we're kind of stuck inside, if you will. If you've got house plants, attend to them. Give them a new pot, some new soil. Talk to them. They actually like that because the carbon dioxide that we exhale, they inhale, if you will. So, talking to them is actually really awesome. Go commune with some plants. Oh, that is like so much of the deck, it's not even funny. How many is that? Oh, good lordy, that's like 7 cards. We're not doing it. Sorry. Just want to get one more section here, and then I will dip in. Trying to think, what else can you do? You could always bake. You can watch gardening shows. There's a really cool one on Netflix. It's about someone who goes around and helps people with their landscapes. I think it takes place over in England somewhere. Okay, we're gonna stop there. I'm not gonna even go into it right now. But justice is at play right now. So, yeah, keep your nose clean. Anyways, so we've got the Palace of Cups, the 7 of Coins, the 3 of Swords, the Knight of Swords. So, wow, okay. So, some of you are waiting, you're waiting for something to ripen. It's like there's been some type of like harsh words, something has been cut out. This feels like a person, actually. but you're waiting for something to ripen. And I feel like that's exactly why it's under this observe card, is because it's something that you're waiting, that you can only look at and waiting for it to actually fully form. Okay? Um hmm. You're waiting for somebody's deception to be exposed. That actually makes sense. 7 and 7. If we get one more, you've got sevens at play. But just these two popping up tells me that that's a potential synchronicity for you. Yeah, you're waiting for this deception to be exposed. This might have to do with a place near water, or like, say, a company that has to do with like emotions or something. So could be water transport, could be healthcare, like psychological healthcare, counseling. Like, there's some type of deception that's been going on within this company and you're waiting for it to be exposed. Um, it's possible that you actually just recently lost this job. I would say before everything kind of hit the fan, if you will. Um, Yeah, they didn't recognize your worth. Um, there was, I would say, this is feeling a lot like an overbearing supervisor. I feel like they didn't recognize your talent, they didn't recognize your worth, and as a result of that, either you cut it out exiting stage left, which is more what it feels like with this Knight of Swords. Um, but it's the heartbreak that makes me think that perhaps this wasn't mutual. Like, you could have went to a boss and was like, yeah, I want this promotion, or I want this recognition, or um I want this particular project, and I'm going to leave if I don't, get some type of reciprocation from you. And they said deuces instead of actually giving you that reciprocation. That's kind of what that feels like. So yeah, for some of you, there is a lot of respect for this particular supervisor. They, it's not feeling like an overbearing type. It just really isn't with this particular Hierophant card. How can you get that from the Dalai Lama? I mean, like, really? But normally the Hierophant is its institutions, specifically religious and spiritual institutions, where, the rule is the law and the law is what you follow. Okay? It's the doctrine. It's very doctrinated. So, I feel like whatever, this feels a lot like mental health care. Like, if you're working for a counseling firm, or if you're working for the state or something, in the role as a counselor or as a psychologist or something, that's kind of what this is feeling like. And the something about your particular department or your boss just was very, it's been very deceptive. And it's like, even though you're not there now, it's possible that you are either about to hear, or you're currently hearing, about this deception coming out. Like, whatever this is, that what's going on, it's gonna come out. Again, justice is at play right now. So that's one trend that at least I'm noticing in following the news right now, is a lot of these things that people have been trying to keep hidden, that companies have been trying to keep hidden, are now coming out. Okay? So, not only, you should never go out and do anybody dirty, but definitely don't do that shit right now. Okay? And on top of that, if you have, expect retribution, because that shit's coming. It's coming. Justice has been at play. I've been seeing the themes of justice for well over a fucking month now. Like well over a month. Like I actually had to ask somebody about it because I'm like, actually no, I asked like 2 or 3 people about it. Like, what's this concept of justice to you? The justice card, or specifically it was Mott that was showing up for me, and I'm like, okay, I don't get it. I mean, I get that Mott means justice, but I don't know why Mott's showing up for me. And yeah, I'm finding out now. I'm sure I will continue to find out because there's more. Let me just say, all Aries, we've been going through that shit for like the last decade. It's coming, my people. It's coming. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to our second pile here, which is nature. So let's see if it ties in over here. So we've got Palace of Swords, and we've got Three of Cups. I'm getting a lot of institutions that are coming up in this with the Palace card. So this would be like white collar tech industry because it's swords. Like if it's to represent a specific like abode, it would be like a really sleek condo, high rise, clean line, stainless steel, like very like hygienic, if you will, of a space. So yeah, we need clarifiers for that. So I'm getting the space, but hearing something about groups. So I don't know when Mercury goes into Cancer next. And I'm not going to look it up right now, so you can look it up. Oh, damn it, I still forgot my notebook. Can I get this clarified, please? Can you tell me about this nature pile? Okay, so we have truce, which is cray cray, right? So, when I initially tried to do this reading last Thursday, this was one of the cards that came up, was truce. Like, I think it was death and truce and something else. Shit, I don't remember. I don't remember what the other cards were, but I do remember that this one came up because I'm like, all those seagulls are just kind of, that's a lot of seagulls, which is the perfect representation as far as an animal totem goes of someone who is a little selfish, a little looking to benefit self only and not community. So that's actually what kind of makes this Palace of Swords card so interesting. I mean, like I said, if this Palace of Swords was to be a company, it feels like a tech company, or it feels like a condominium, skyscraper, clean lines type of thing, like very industrious and white collar. Okay, so that said, I feel like there is going to be some type of agreement that happens in this industry, but I feel like it's going to have to do with nature, or has to do with keeping nature in mind, or at least the environment specifically in mind. This is 3 companies. So it's possible that there could be 3 companies that are merging into one, or two companies that are merging into one. Um, Okay, so it's interesting because what I'm seeing is this is crazy. So I'm seeing four companies, and one company buys this company, and they become one. But then it turns around, and that these two merge with these two companies merge together, and they fall under the name of the company that's already got the strongest stance in the market. Like I don't follow that stuff. I mean, I think the stock market is interesting, but and I think it's really important that if you do have money to invest your money wisely in the stock market, you know, not as safe, but that would be one place I would invest my money. So I don't really keep up with like the companies and who's richer and who has less and what companies are. I don't pay attention to any of that, but I am seeing a merger of major companies here. And it's got something to do with the environment in mind. I don't know what that is. It could be telecommunications companies that are merging into one big conglomerate. Which, I mean, if that's the case, it would be like. I'm not going to even go there. I'm not going to even go there because I don't know. I mean, okay, say you're taking like four companies, like if T Mobile and Verizon and Comcast and like Sprint all merge together into one conglomerate under Comcast or some shit like that. Like that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Um or I mean because I'm picking up tech more specifically, excuse me, it would be like if um Yahoo and let's just use internet browsers because that's easier. But it's like if Yahoo and uh, whatever Windows uses as theirs. Oh, Internet Explorer, as I never use that shit. So it's like if Yahoo and Internet Explorer all merged under Google or something like that, okay? So I'm not necessarily getting a whole lot from that other than um, groups that are coming together. Okay, one more. Okay, so we got the Seven of Cups in reverse, which is illusion. Okay, so what this is telling me, this is super dirty. Okay, so it's like these companies are merging under the precipice, or at least giving the public the precipice that they're merging for the basis of the environment and to prevent, to like save jobs and all that other stuff. And the people are about to be disillusioned because something's going to come out, and now I'm seeing how this ties in. Something is going to come out along the lines saying that it was a power move to monopolize the market. Y'all have to tell me if I'm right because I don't follow none of this shit. I don't even know why I'm getting this. This still feels more like mental health and healthcare. So like, and with this being tech, so I don't know how that's connected. I'm just gonna be straight up with y'all. I don't know how that's connected. Maybe it's like the telecommunication side of how like charts are kept or something like that. I don't know. So there we go. All right, let's move on to our third pile. Oh, 34 minutes deep. I'm just gonna take my time. Um, so we have four of coins, and we have five of wands. Yeah, this is a power play. This is a straight power move. So, things are chaotic enough, for everyday citizens like us, right? But I think for some companies, what's going on is they're securing their assets, and there's a lot of chess games that are being played It's like if this was a chess championship of some sort, and you know how they would have people in like parks or whatever, and you've got like 5 or 6 different chess games going on at once, and you know the winner, like you know, 2 people who've managed to beat everybody else then face off against each other. That's what this kind of feels like. um yeah, this is the fight for who's going to get more money. It's all greed. And they're not realizing that they're quite literally fighting for the same thing. Like this is a power play. This is a straight up power move. That is so not what I thought was going to come out in this reading. Um let's get some clarification. Okay, apparently, half the deck. Joking, not half the deck. Okay, so disappointment. So we've got the 5 of Wands again. 5 of Cups again. Or excuse me, again. I don't think the 5 of Cups came up. King of Swords in reverse, or the Father of Air. We have the Queen of Cups. And then we have the Empress in reverse. This might be happening with multiple companies. So, like, I'm getting... It's possible this has to do with a female-owned company. Like, one female-owned company is in the mix. Okay, so what I'm feeling like for this is that whoever the originating company is, I'm getting so much regarding companies. This is crazy. I do not follow this stuff, you guys. Like, I could literally care less. Wow. So, whoever the originator is of this particular company or this particular industry, they're going to be the ones who ends up being the victor. We'll consider that confirmation. I'm hearing the one who started it all. So yeah, I wish I could tell you the industry because I don't know the industry. This would almost be like as if Google and Microsoft were facing off, and then like who else is out there? Because I don't really know, even with tech companies anymore. There's so many. But it's like if they were facing off and, you know, Google bought up a bunch of them, and then Microsoft bought up a bunch of them, and then Google and Microsoft faced off. Like, who was the originator for whatever this is? I mean, if it's software, um, or at least as far as like certain how certain things work. You know what I mean? Like, you know how we have there's Excel and then there's Google Sheets, right? Excel was the originator in that, not Google Sheets. Anyways, whoever the originator is, they're gonna pull some dirty moves. Excuse me. And they're gonna come out the victor in this particular situation. So it's very interesting that on a collective scale, I'm not picking up individual stuff so much as I'm picking up company stuff. Um, I don't think that's actually ever happened before. I'm not getting anything about any specific group or people. This is on a much bigger level. I don't think it's any accident that justice popped out on the bottom of the deck. Okay, so with that said, let's go ahead and look into our rune card, and we'll see what that is. So, rune card is Pertho. Number 14. We will learn them together. So, Pertho, birth, emergence, rune of fate. Really? Rune of fate. Unseen forces may be at work in your favor. Be open to new opportunities. Pertho, or Pertho or Perthro appears like a dice cup on its side. Life is a game of chance, and when you roll the dice, you never know what numbers will turn up. You need to make sure you align yourselves so that the odds lay in your favor. Pertho also can appear as the birth canal. In this regard, it brings you new opportunities, giving you a chance to try something new or move up in the world. So that is very interesting. That's a 5. So the numbers that you've got in this reading, 7, because 7 came out twice. 7? No, 7's on the board 3 times. 5 is on the board 3 times. 3 is on the board 3 times. Actually, I think 5, 6. Okay, so our numbers for this next 7-day period are 7, 5, and 3. Go ahead and look that up. Go ahead and look up the numerology of those numbers. What I can tell you what they mean for me. 7 I consider to be a number of divinely instituted change, where 5s are just conflict. They're just conflict. And change as a result of conflict. 3 is the Trinity. It's union. So this is about to be a really interesting week. Yeah. Okay. So, in any case, I'm going to go ahead and call that here. Please know that I care about you. Keep yourself safe. If you want to, we'll call this a weather check. Go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how you see this coming into play, because I don't watch the stock market. I don't pay attention to any of that. I probably should, but I don't. So I have no idea what this is. It just popped up on my board, but I feel like it's going to be important. Keep in mind, my readings are sometimes up to 2 weeks out. So we could be seeing this play out in 2 weeks. I don't know. In any case, I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining me. Y'all are super radical. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Of course, like I said, I've got new series dropping next week, so definitely make sure you subscribe so that you're notified when that happens, okay? All right, much love to you. Even though this is a time where a lot of people are panicking, remember, your peace is your power. Let nothing destroy your peace. Okay? I'll see you next time.